Grandmother's legacy as final girl. Kitchen that smells of old cumin and lemon peels. Garden of mint and bright marigolds blossoming. Blaming's not fair to you, but you were never fair. Scrabbly claws out climber, always wanting more. Running from dirty and painful rememberings, stumbling and fearful, a girl from the movie screen, monster still hot on her heels that already snapped. In your running, you keep the series going. Each generation, a sequel with ever more B-list stars and trauma misdiagnosed as anxiety. Like this is all our own fault. Like they can't see the monster in our past with hands not quite touching our backs. That poem originally appeared in the Hallowzine in 2021. And I feel like the message of it is fairly clear, but also I like to talk. So I'm going to talk about it. So I was diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder for, let's see, I first went to a counselor in 1999 when I was working on my first master's, so 99, and I got diagnosed with a trauma disorder in 2017. So 18 years. It was like, oh, generalized anxiety. You're just very anxious. Oh, you're just an anxious person. You're so anxious. And I finally got a counselor who like listened to me, and also that I felt comfortable enough telling my real story and telling the things in my life, which that also took a while. So I will take the responsibility for that aspect of it taking so long. But it took so long because also some of the counselors I had seen in the past that I was honest with, literally one of them said, don't say that. That like she didn't want to go down a certain path because it would have meant she'd had to put something specific in my file or something. Fuck that, right? So that kind of shut me down for a while. And so yeah, just, oh, you're anxious. You're just anxious. You're just an anxious person. It's just the way your brain works. There was a reason that my brain worked that way, right? When you are surrounded by chaos and other things, as a kid, your brain's going to adjust to it. It's going to do what it needs to do to get through. And I think that's also what my grandmother was doing, the one that's in the poem, which is not, if you have heard a lot of the writing that I've done, this is not the same woman that I write. I often write about Granny. This is not Granny. So, but I think that's also what she was doing. Her running, she was running from something. What was she running from? I don't know. They won't talk about it. And at this point, anybody who knows what she was running from is probably not with us anymore. And the ones that are still with us, they ain't talking. Or they're talking, but they're making up tales that they think feel right, that fit what they want things to have been. And hey, listen, from a psychological perspective, I get that. I get the desire to spin the story in a way that lets you keep putting one foot in front of the other. I understand the desire to craft the narrative in a way that uses less bandwidth on a daily basis, though it's using up a lot of background processing, right? Like your brain is doing a lot to maintain that. I'm not a psychologist. My degrees are in English and education, so this is not professional advice or professional opinion. Where the hell was I going with that? I don't know. I don't know. But that's what that poem is about. It's part of my frustration with, but sympathy for that particular grandmother. And I know that my mom's like, well, my mom never cooked with cumin. And okay, but I know that when I first smelled cumin and knew what it was, that's where my memories went to, were to her kitchen. Maybe it was a spice pack that she had picked up at Blackburn's or something. Did she go to Blackburn's? I don't know. Where did she shop? If you know, put it down in the comments below. Isn't that right? Like, people on YouTube are always like asking people to put things in the comments, and you're like, does somebody actually have an opinion or thought on that? That's so random, but then people do. So, hey, if you got a thought, where do you think that my grandmother shopped for groceries? In the comments. So please like this video if you've enjoyed my rambling about my family, or more specifically, the whole point of these is just to get my work out there. My hope with my work is that my work will be seen by all who feel seen by my work. And that's the whole point of these videos. Although the rambling is fun. It's a good time. It is a good time for me. So please like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, just go somewhere else. Just no need to say anything. Just move on. But also, if you didn't like it, yet you've made it this far, are you hate watching me? What are you doing? So, thank you to my friend Tracy for letting me borrow her wig, and my friend Anna for this wonderful cat shirt that you really can't see the cat, but you can see the stars and things. So it's still a wonderful shirt. It feels great. So, thanks for stopping by.